War changes people. It turns friends into strangers and strangers into family. This is the story of two soldiers, Ibrahim and Daniel, whose friendship blossomed not despite the war, but because of it. In the sweltering desert of North Africa during World War II, their battalion was stationed in a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Ibrahim, a scout from Egypt, knew every inch of the terrain, the shifting dunes, the rare water sources, the paths that were safe and those that led to traps. Daniel, a radio operator from Canada, was new to the desert, his pale skin quickly blistering under the sun. At first, their interactions were limited to orders and reports. Ibrahim, reserved and stoic, spoke little. Daniel, eager and curious, filled the silence with questions about the land, the stars, and the strange beauty of the desert. Slowly, Ibrahim began to share his knowledge. He taught Daniel how to navigate by the stars, how to find shade, and even how to appreciate the desert's eerie, quiet nights. One evening, as the battalion prepared to move under cover of darkness, an ambush struck. Bullets rained down, scattering the unit. In the chaos, Ibrahim and Daniel were separated from the others. They found themselves stranded, alone, with only a broken radio and a dwindling water supply. Ibrahim took charge, guiding them through the desert's treacherous terrain. Days turned into nights, and the nights into days, as they pushed forward, surviving on Ibrahim's knowledge and Daniel's unyielding optimism. Under the vast, star-filled sky, the two men began to talk, not just about survival, but about life. Daniel spoke of his family back in Ontario, the snow-covered forests he missed, and the maple syrup his mother used to make. Ibrahim shared stories of his childhood in Cairo, the bustling markets, the call to prayer that echoed through the city, and the poems his father recited. The desert, vast and empty, became their confessional. They spoke of their fears, of dying, of losing their humanity in a war they didn't fully understand. They dreamed aloud of a world without borders, where two men like them could meet not as soldiers, but as friends. After 5 days, dehydrated and exhausted, they stumbled upon an Allied outpost. They were greeted as heroes for surviving the desert, but the war quickly pulled them back into its relentless grip. Ibrahim and Daniel returned to their respective roles, their bond unspoken yet unbreakable. Months later, during a brutal offensive, Daniel's radio crackled with a message: a forward unit was pinned down and needed reinforcements. When Daniel realized it was Ibrahim's unit, he didn't hesitate. He begged his commander to let him join the rescue. Against orders, Daniel ran through gunfire to reach his friend. When the smoke cleared, the battle was over, but not without cost. Ibrahim had been injured, and Daniel, refusing to leave him, carried him back to safety. As they sat together in the medic's tent, Ibrahim whispered, "Under the same sky, my brother." The war ended, as all wars do, leaving scars both seen and unseen. Ibrahim returned to his family in Cairo, and Daniel went back to Canada. For years, they exchanged letters, sharing stories of rebuilding their lives and remembering the nights under the stars. In 1956, Daniel visited Cairo, a promise he had made during their time in the desert. Ibrahim greeted him as family, and together they stood on the banks of the Nile, two men who had found a lifelong friendship in the midst of a war. Their story is a reminder that even in the darkest times, human connection can transcend borders, languages, and the chaos of war. Under the same sky, they found not just survival, but hope, and a bond that would last a lifetime.